Welcome back. I hope you are feeling awesome. As a part of this video, we'll understand what are the user expectations from a software. We understood different SDLC stages at a very high level. I know we have to understand a couple of phases in depth. Before we really get into that, let us understand what exactly any user expects from a software so that it will be easy for us to understand how do we test around that. When I say user expectations, what are user expectations? User expectation is what user expects from a new product or a service. Let us say you are a user. What do you expect from that software? Whenever any company is trying to develop a product, understanding and managing user expectation is very, very important. So understanding the user expectations is extremely important in any product development. If you are a user, what do you expect from a software? Some of the user expectation from a software are software got to be reliable. Software need to be usable. Otherwise, what is the use, right? Then it should be installable. If you don't install, then how do you use the software? Then it should be compatible. It should be efficient. Then it should be attractive. These are some of the very high level user expectation from a software. Let us understand them in bit more detail. What am I talking when I say reliable software? When you are trying to use a software, it should not crash. Then, while using the software should not cause the loss of life, loss of money, or loss of property as well. When you are using a software, you do have a data which is taken care. The software which you are using should not loss or alteration of the data. In case the software fails also, we should fail gracefully. Okay, gracefully means by popping up some message. Sometimes software is bound to fail. In case if it fails, we should recover easily so that user will not face a problem. What is usable software? When a software is being used by a user, it should not annoy him, right? If it starts annoying a user, will he or she uses it? No, they wouldn't. Whenever the software is developed, the design should not be confusing. If the design is confusing, more number of people may not use the software. If the software is complex, which need to be understood by only Einsteins and Max Plancks and any of the scientists, that doesn't make sense. It should be not complex. Software should also come with the support documentation so that usability becomes easy. And while using the software, when you are navigating between the windows, the software should indicate what exactly is happening. Is it installing? Are you moving from one place to another place, like that? And until user indicates, the software should not take control away. What is installable software? Whenever you develop a software, you should be able to install quickly and easily. Then only people would install that software, right? If the installation itself is very complex and laborious process, many people wouldn't be interested to use the software. While installing, installation of this software should not interfere with any other existing softwares. In case if there is any unsuccessful installation, we should provide the additional information. In case if you decide to uninstall, uninstallation should be clean. What is compatible software? When you are developing a software, you do indicate that this software is compatible with which hardware platforms, which operating systems. Whatever the company is claiming, all those compatibility should be there with the hardware platforms and also with the software. Okay, for example, you say this should work in i5. Yeah, it should work in i5. And we say it should work in Linux. Yes, it should work in Linux. And it should not interfere with the operation of other softwares. While developing the software, you indicate that this particular software can work with the one or two previous versions. If we are claiming that company should allow their software to be worked with the earlier versions of the same software. Okay, what is efficient software? First and foremost thing is it should meet the end user's expectations in terms of response time, in terms of navigation, and all those things. So it should be fit to use by design and also by nature. Whenever the software is being used, it should not monopolize the hardware and software resources. And the software should be attractive. These days, everyone wants everything to be attractive. Obviously, software need to be attractive, right? What do you mean by attractive software? It should look like a wonderful heroine or a handsome hero. We're not talking about hero or heroine here. When you are talking about a software, it should be pleasant to use. I mean, you are using, let us say we have an e-commerce website. Okay, you are trying to look at the products, add that product to the cart and make a payment. The whole experience should be pleasant. Otherwise, people may not really like the software, and it should be attractive to the prospective user. In terms of visual design, let us say in the first page, you have a wonderful design which is very professional with one or two colors. Then when you go to the next page, we'll come with a jazzy mix some colors on that page. It doesn't make sense. Whatever the design you are choosing, it should be consistent across that product. Then only we can say the product is attractive and pleasant. Wonderful. These are some of the important user expectations from a software. Thank you.